Hey, it's Jonathan Lunger at Hologramchat.com, and this is episode 74 of the Fireside Chat. And tonight, I'm very happy to once again have the Ambassador of Abundance, Scott Gravel, on. And I appreciate you coming through. How you doing, Scott?
Hey, great, Jonathan. Great to join you tonight.
Definitely. Let me turn down this music here. And tonight, I was wanting to talk about the concept of abundance and also how that relates to taking inspired action, because some people are taught with this law of attraction stuff that you just get your vision board, dream board, think the right thoughts, feel the right feelings, and then everything's going to be okay, but they kind of leave out the action part. And I think it's important for people to know the difference between inspired action versus regular action, because when people don't have inspired action, they they tend to think that if they just outwork somebody, they can get better results. And um, you know, it's been shown that some people will work a very small amount and get better results than people who are not having the right mindset but working super hard. And for me, inspired action means working from a place that brings you joy, because you know you're directly trying to make people happy, and you're trying to do the right thing that feels good for you. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, inspired action definitely is something that it gives you a good feeling. It's almost almost on the subconscious level more than on the conscious level. It's sometimes hard to put into words, but it's kind of like, you know what, when you feel it. I just got a birthday coming up in a few days, and I just been thinking that part of inspired action, or part of the something that we should really strive to do, is have that inspired action be something that we can do on a consistent basis. Let's not have one day where we do inspired action, but another day where we kind of sabotage ourselves, or we just go through the motions. In other words, I tend to get really excited about my birthday and all these plans and stuff that I make, but what's preventing me from living every day like it's my birthday, or what's preventing me from having that inspired action on a consistent basis, day in and day out? That's really, I think, the real movers and shakers, the people that really are successful and are really having a profound impact on their own lives as well as other people's lives, are the people that are able to find that consistency, or able to maintain that inspiration, or keep that, that what's resonating in their life, keep that tone or that vision going from one day to the next. And that's something that I'm working on. And I think if we can do that, recognize that inspired action and try and make something that we maintain that consistently. If you keep throwing that, that's really what the law of attraction is about, is day in and day out, maintaining that solid belief, or that solid faith in what you're doing, so that you don't waver from one day to the next. I think that's really what the universe is kind of almost testing you in a way. The law of attraction is kind of saying, yeah, you said yesterday that this is what you wanted, but do you really believe that? Do you really have faith in that? Are you doing that today? Are you sticking with your plan? Are you sticking with what you said you really wanted, or are you wavering? And I think a lot of people, unfortunately, they lose that inspiration, or they waver a little bit. And if you do that, then the universe kind of says, maybe you don't really want it as bad as you said you did. And you kind of, so those doubts creep in and stuff like that. So I'm kind of maybe expanding a little bit about what you're talking about. But I think my birthday has got me thinking a lot about this, about the idea of, acting every day like maybe in a sense it's going to be your last, or trying to take advantage and cram as much stuff as you can, as much inspired thinking and as much faith in what you're doing and as much confidence in what you're doing into every day. And if we can do that, you've got the law of attraction just kind of like begging to come to you, almost, so to speak, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense, and that made me think about one of my family members was once telling me that um, you can be anything you want to be in life, just don't be a starving artist. And another one of my family members was an artist and was telling me how when you're an artist, you don't really have a choice in the matter. Like you're born an artist and it's your calling, it's what you're interested in, and you can try to go out and get these 9 to 5s, but ultimately your spirit is pushing you towards testing yourself with that entrepreneurial spirit. Like, say, for instance, you're a painter. You're still going to keep your day job to keep food on the table, but you keep painting those pictures, and your heart is in painting pictures, and your spirit's in it, and you love it, and you have a choice. You can either listen to the naysayers, the doubters, the haters who are telling you that that's not going to pay the bills, or you can have a trust that if you keep following what your passion is, that's going to be your fastest path to being successful. And there's no answer set in stone for anybody. It's going to be a unique path for each person. But once people decide what they're passionate about and start working towards it, they can do it in two different ways. They can do it in a subconscious way that's self-sabotaging, where they say, "Oh, I'll just give it a try just to say I gave it a try," or they can say, "I'm really going to have fun with this, and I know it's going to work out, and I'm going to put in enough action that's inspired to make sure that it works out." And they may seem like subtle differences in language, but that can be the difference between finding the dreams and following the dreams versus having the dreams go up in smoke.
Yeah, it's funny if you talk to, professional athletes or talented artists or people who are successful in pursuing their passion. They always talk about, well, I do it for the love of the game, or I do it because I love to paint,
Right.
or they don't say I do it because I make good money at it, or I do it because I'm buying my parents a home, or I'm supporting my family or something. I mean, that's obviously important in today's economy, but the reason that people say that they do stuff is because of what's in their heart, like you say, or what they're inspired by. They say, I do it because of my love of painting, or I do it because of my love of playing the game. For an athlete, for a professional athlete, for example, and that's what really, if we can hang on to that, if each person can find out what their gift is, and not let day to day demands and life's challenges prevent you from going after, and fully developing that gift. I think if we can do that, it's almost like we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to other people to let that gift come out, to develop that gift as much as we can, because it's something that, we don't want to thwart that, or we don't want to diminish that. We want to let that come out as much as we can.
Definitely, definitely. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing all you do on Facebook and on these interviews. And I after I finish editing this movie tomorrow, I'm gonna upload it to Facebook so that people can start tuning in and catch up on the old episodes we did. And I think they'll get a lot out of it. And I really appreciate you coming through with this, Scott. And I got to get some sleep, so I'm going to cut it off now. But I appreciate you, brother, and you have a great night.
All right, good talking to you, Jonathan. Peace. Have fun.
All right, peace. You too.